Welcome, everyone. My name is Amanda Moeller, and I'm with Legal Graphicworks, and I wanted to walk you through one of my favorite things we have put together for a number of our clients, and that is the demand package. This is very similar to what you might present for a settlement demand or something you might send to a opposing counsel or your mediator. But what we have done here is taken that information and put it in an interactive format that is easy for everyone to navigate and can also be used as part of your presentation at mediation. And a lot of these elements can be repurposed or simply extracted and used for trial, which is great. What is really new and inventive about this type of format is that everything in here is interactive and linked directly to your table of contents, which is essentially your home page here. So just to walk you through a couple of things, this is something we've done, as I mentioned, for a number of our clients. So you may find some of the images are a little bit blurry or some of the information has been changed. Don't worry. That's not something that would happen in your presentation. But as you can see here, you can link directly to your demand letter and you can do call outs there. You can also link to a description of the incident. You can make this in a PowerPoint format if you would like, with some just simple bullet points helping to illustrate exactly what you want to show. So here we wanted to show the route that was taken when your client was driving and the accident occurred. So here you'll have just some moving graphics, and you can do this on a simple Google Earth image or Google Maps. And here you can highlight exactly where the accident occurred and then what happened next. And what we really want to do is incorporate these moving type of graphics so that people that are viewing the presentation or watching it are able to stay engaged and easily follow along with exactly what it is we're talking about. I know that we are all in very different situations right now, so making it as easy as possible, I think, is just a very critical element to what we want to do moving forward, especially as we all continue to lack that face-to-face contact. We also like to incorporate real life pictures whenever possible. I think that just brings home exactly what it is we're dealing with, what the situation was. So you can take these simple animations that we can very easily create for you and really highlight what we're all dealing with here. Again, we like to incorporate these pictures along with some simple bullet points here to illustrate what it is we're talking about. In this situation, you can also include, statements of facts if you want to. Again, we have people that can really help illustrate exactly what is happening and give people a nice picture of where the people are coming from, who your client is, and what the accident involved. We can also link our police report as well as a list of injuries. And here, this is a really nice example of just one of our timelines. It's a list of injuries as well as a timeline of the procedures that your client had to undergo. We can make timelines like this interactive as well, where you can click on the date and the op report from the surgery can come up, or any notes from the ambulance can come up, and then you can go right back to the timeline as well. Another nice element that we can incorporate for you are medical illustrations. Again, here it's a little bit blurry, but this is a summary of all of the injuries that your client endured as a result of the accident. And this is just great to give people an overall visual of what we're talking about here. And then you can also do specific medical illustrations that are of these surgical procedures. Obviously, the first medical illustration we showed was more of a customized illustration. And here you can do a surgery that could be a stock illustration or a generic illustration. And I wanted to point this out because we have a number of these medical illustrations available on our website that you can easily download and and also incorporate into your cases and presentations. So then you can go right back to your demand package, and to the point of medical illustrations, we can also do accident recreations. We can work with your expert on putting these together, and as we all know, these can be especially effective when you want to communicate distance, speed, all of those things, and you want to make sure it comports with what your expert is going to testify to at trial. We can also do this from a lot of different viewpoints, the viewpoint of the driver, an overhead view as here. So I think it just gives you a lot of control and really helps illustrate what exactly happened. In this animation, you can see a surgical animation. And what I like about this is, a lot of times doctors might give a deposition or take the stand and describe what the procedure was. And while we all know words can be very impactful, here the picture is just really going to help show what it was that your client went through with the surgery. What are we talking about here? What do these very complicated words mean? And how would that affect you if that was something that happened? And these are also really, really easy for us to create for you. All we need from you is the operative report, and we can give you a really nice proposal. And we can also do stock animations of these types. So that's just another option that's available to you. And we can usually turn these around in about 2 weeks. So I know that's a question a lot of people like to ask. The next thing I wanted to point out was we can also do expert reports. I know these can be really helpful. You can do call outs. You can link directly right back to your table of contents. We can also incorporate day in the life videos. This is something we can also come and shoot for you. We can videotape your client getting out of bed, getting dressed, fixing breakfast, all of those things. And it really shows what their life is like now since the accident and what kind of trials they have to endure on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, deposition testimony, that's something that's always going to be important that you're going to want to highlight. And also, damages at the end. So here we can provide a nice summary. It looks good. It's very clean. It's really easy to understand. Just of medical records, future damages, continuing of care. We can link directly to documents as well if you want to provide any kind of backup for these numbers. And we can also do a nice visual at the end. So here, you can have a description of what it's going to look like for the remainder of your client's life. Obviously, sometimes you don't want to give a number at the end, and sometimes you do. So here's a situation where we can leave people with an idea of what it's going to look like for this person to live for the rest of their life and what kind of care they're going to need. So I think this is just one great way to illustrate exactly what you want to convey to your opposing counsel and the mediator. It's really easy to use. I don't see a lot of people putting it together in this format. So I think it's just something to think about as we all go to a more visual platform and we're lacking face-to-face contact. Graphics, video, all of those things are something we can take care of for you. And I think that's just something that we want to be able to do is support you in your practice and provide another resource for you as we all continue to move forward and adjust to all of these changing circumstances.